Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rifter number 14. Today we're going to talk about the Atorian Empire. If you run a Heroes Unlimited campaign, a space campaign in an SDC environment, you need to factor in the Atorian Empire, especially if you don't have the Aliens Unlimited book, because the Atorians are the premier species in SDC space. They are. They're the best of the best of the best. You either stay away from them, you fight them and lose, or you become a vassal to their empire. Those are your choices. Does it suck? Yeah, a little bit, but that's the way it is. So let's move on. There we go.
And let me fix this, even though the first two videos didn't have it fixed. Hey, there you go.
And why am I still not showing up?
You are showing. Oh, I see you.
I don't see me. Oh, now I see me. Okay, there you go. All right. Going in. Imatu Imperianum Deni Atoriat. Well, that's really, really bastardized Latinish. That means long live the Atorian Empire. That's basically it. The most powerful organization within the Heroes Unlimited Milky Way galaxy. The Atorians have the best technology in the galaxy and have wasted no time in putting to its most efficient use. And they've had more than enough time to do so. The 1,000-year reign of power attributed to them in Aliens Unlimited is just the tip of the proverbial iceberg and marks the point where the Atorians began hiding things from people. They got so advanced, they hid their advancements from even their friends.
Here you have lightsabers.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Light what? Psh, please, that's science fiction. Come on. What you got? What do you got behind your back? Nothing. Shut up. What's that sound? Nothing. Shut up, man. God. Unfortunately, the dark secret and the hundreds of others hiding behind the ironclad demarcation lines and imperial borders will not be revealed in this article. You have to get Here's a Limited Guide to Imperial Space for that. You have to wait for it because it hadn't come out yet. Yes, this is allowing a teaser. That's great. Other books, that's fine. Aliens Unlimited makes a distinction between Atorians and Pharaon. Now, Pharaon are the base race of the Atorians, but the Atorians were a clan of Pharaon. But they separated from the rest of their species thousands and thousands of years ago. They have genetically engineered themselves to the point where they can realistically be considered a separate species. Now, how did they accomplish this? How did they go, it's kind of like us and Neanderthals. Like, if you put us together, you can tell us apart, but we're basically the same. But if you put an Atorian next to a Pharaon, they're not going to look anything like each other. Why? The genetic engineering and cultural nonsense that the Atorians have done. What nonsense? Talk about heathen dog? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. The Atorians, as they separated from the Pharaon species, they decided to do a bunch of things. One, they were a matriarchal society because the women in this species had all of the male traits. Aggression, logical thinking, dominance, needing to prove themselves, stuff like that. All the normal male stuff. Whereas the males of their species had all the normal female stuff. The natural nurturers, caregivers, peacemakers, stuff like that. Well, the Atorian females took that even further, enslaved their males, basically made them property, until the point where they were technologically advanced enough to reproduce asexually, and then they just killed all the men. Just murder, death, killed them. And now they reproduce solely through an asexual cloning technique, adding in a little bit of variability so you don't get that whole Xerox copy of a copy of a copy problem. Whereas sooner or later, the copy is not going to be anywhere near as good as the original, and you get degradation, and you get, well...
the Asgard from Stargate.
There you go, the Asgard from Stargate. Or there was this movie, Multiplicity. I don't know if you remember that movie, Multiplicity, with the original Batman. I forget his name.
I've heard of it. I don't know the actual movie.
So that's what happened. In appearance, the Atorians are a tall and graceful with finely shaped bone structures, but they're much stronger than you think because their species hails from a high gravity world. So they are very strong, very tough. They have a lot of natural SDC and they give bonuses to strength and durability, all that good stuff. Faerun are rougher of feature and shorter due to the lack of generations of genetic fine tuning, but overall, they're also handsome, just not anywhere near as handsome as the Atorians. The structure of the empire. The structure of the empire is a pyramidal system, very much like the feudal system of governments of Earth's Middle Ages. The uppermost level of the system is held by the empresses, of which there are 6. There are 6 empresses that rule over collectively the entirety of the Atorian Empire. Each empress rules over an aspect of the empire. There is an empress of war who rules over the aspect of the creation and implementation of not only war but warriors and soldiers and machines of war, stuff like that. There is the empress of history who handles all of the teaching and archiving of the whole history of the Atorian Empire, and so on and so forth. There are 6 empresses who rule over 6 aspects of the empire, and that seems to be enough for them. They have other, women underneath them who handle broader tasks as well.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. But currently 6 empresses rule over the empire, and then you have levels like, dukes, duchesses, countesses, baronesses, stuff like that, who have lesser and lesser duties of their own. State of affairs. Currently, the borders of the empire are closed very tightly and have been for the last 1,000 years when they started lying to folk. What most people fail to remember is that before the dramatic and official closing of their borders, the empire was generally rather restricted anyway, because most other races are patriarchal. So, most diplomats are males, and Atorians hate 2 things. One of them is males. They just hate looking at them. Hell, man, they killed all of their own kind, males, so what do they think of you? Dog shit. That's what they think of you. If you're a male, you're just dog shit. You're barely worth stepping on. And if you do, you're definitely going to wipe your shoe off afterward because you stink. They consider all males unsophisticated and fools. No matter what. Even if you're right, you're still going to be wrong.
Well, if the last 10 years have taught me anything, they must be right.
Yeah. I mean, if you're right and it makes a woman look bad, you'll be jailed or killed no matter what. Because you're a male. You've got to be wrong.
I just cannot get that stupid Rick and Morty episode out of my head every time you talk about these.
Yep.
Well, so what's the second thing? They hate males. What's the other thing?
They're period. They got rid of those. So there you go. Genetic engineering, man. What are you gonna do?
I mean, they don't need them anymore, right?
Yeah, they don't need them. They clone each other, so it doesn't matter. And the other races, like I said, they have very, very, very little communication with other races because 1, they're all barbarians in comparison, and 2, they're all males. They're not even worth talking to most of the time. Now, there are some exceptions. There are some times that we need this specific resource and it's only found in XYZ and we don't have any because we only live in ABC. So you have to trade for that resource, and you may have to deal with some stupid men from some other species just long enough to get what you need, and then you say, okay, now go lose yourself somewhere. Never come back. You suck. That's basically their entire diplomatic philosophy. Do you have something we want? Well, we will treat you barely all right up until you give us what we want, and then we're never going to talk to you again. Kind of like most college girlfriends. There you go. And then we have some new OCCs. This one, the Thropo Commando, is a race that is subservient to the Atorians.
It's pretty male.
And most of the Atorian vassal races are also matriarchal. So there's not a lot of them, because even in the the Palladium Heroes Unlimited universe, there are not a lot of matriarchal societies. This one's a matriarchal society of intelligent apes. So
Kill 'em
gorilla
all.
godettes. And then we have the Atorian infantry soldier. If you wanted to use a story where you are fighting or fighting with, fighting against, or just observing Atorian combat, this is who you'll be observing. This is the soldier. Obviously female, obviously skilled in a whole bunch of stuff. And they have armor and weapons that are far beyond anyone else in the Heroes Unlimited universe. Have SDC power armor that is considered to be supernatural strength and damage. You don't get that a lot in Heroes Unlimited universe. You get robotic strength, not supernatural. The damage from their power armor is considered supernatural. That's a big one. And then it gives a couple of the empresses. Shyvana de Atoria, Empress and High Warlord. She's Empress of all the hunting people, of all the war, the soldiers and everything like that. And it gives her specific stats and her weapons and quality stuff, so you can, as a game master, you can portray her properly. And it gives one more, I think. Or is that it? Nope, yeah, that's just her. Yeah, because that's probably the only Atorian Empress you're gonna meet is the one in battle. Because they're not gonna like you. You're another race, you're probably a man, and you're definitely a barbarian. They're just gonna kill you. That's how it is. So that is the Atorian Empire in a nutshell. This is if you want to use Heroes Unlimited spacefaring rules. This is something you're going to need to know. You're going to need to know what an Atorian soldier can do. You're going to need to know the basics of the Atorian hierarchical structure, because they are a big deal in space. In the Heroes Unlimited universe, they are the cream of the crop. They are the ancients. They are the the Federation. They are the top of the food chain in the Heroes Unlimited Earth galaxy.
Can you go back to the beginning of that section?
Beginning of which section?
The Atorian one.
Oh, okay.
The entire
thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so zoom in on that, because I want. So on Heroes Unlimited Guide to Imperial Space, is that a book? I've never heard of that book.
Wait for the Heroes Unlimited Guide to Imperial Space for all of that. Yes, this is a little teaser of sorts. I don't remember that book actually ever coming out.
So, I intentionally, while you were doing that at the end here, so I looked up, Aliens Unlimited Galaxy Guide. All right, which I thought maybe they just changed the name of it to this book. They have the Atorian throne worlds in here, but it's like a page and a half. That's it. There's really nothing in here about them. In the main Aliens Unlimited book, they've got a couple of pages on them, which is a little bit longer than most, but that's it.
Still not a lot.
That write-up in that Rifter
is the biggest one out of all the books, and it's not even considered canon because it's in a Rifter.
So
I know. Some Rifters are considered canon, but as a general rule, anything in a Rifter is considered B canon at best.
So, all right. Let me see if I got some chat here. I only pinned 2. Thought this was funny. Chuck Norris once visited the Atorian Empire and came back with an iron shirt and a sandwich.
Only Chuck Norris.
Only Chuck Norris. And then Franz just said, still bummed that Max and Teeth Dog didn't figure out the Ranthar's secret when they spotlighted Aliens Unlimited book. Ranthars are the armor on the alien body, which mutates.
Which it mutates to serve better.
Okay.
I don't remember that. If I didn't get it, then no, I did get it. You just didn't get that I got it.
There you go. I know that I was told to look at them, but I didn't spend a lot of time on the aliens. There are too many aliens in the book. I still say that to this day, that this could have been one book. Cut the aliens at least in half, if not, put by 4/5, and you still have them because of all the charts. You can make your own alien. I didn't need all this
Yeah,
stuff. That was
all those charts in there. You can make any alien you want. You didn't need, 3/4 of a book of write up of example aliens. You don't need that many examples. Basic ones.
And they're just space predators.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Well, with that, that was interesting. Now, obviously, that's for your Heroes Unlimited. And if you want to be more pedantic about it, your Aliens Unlimited, though, you don't need this to go to space. It will help.
It will help, but you don't need it.
But if somebody else...
It really is for any Palladium game that is spacefaring and SDC. Robotech will fit in this thing because the Atorian Empire is in space and they could replace the Robotech Masters.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd have to convert to MDC, but yeah.
Well, yeah, you have to convert to MDC, but you easily can.
Absolutely.
I mean, their power armor still does, mega damage. It's considered supernatural damage. So
and that's what's cool about the Megaverse is because technically some things are separate. Technically, some things are the same. Wasn't it Kevin that said that he sees everybody's table as a different Rifts dimension?
A different universe, yeah. One of the you're playing Rifts. You're 3 different tables playing Rifts. Each one is in a different universe.
Yeah.
Almost the same. Very close. Like, for example, there was a Sliders episode for everyone who doesn't know what Sliders, the early 90s, early mid 90s sci-fi TV show where they traveled to different universes. Some of them so close that the only difference was the Golden Gate Bridge was the Azure Gate Bridge. That was the only difference they found between their home reality and this reality they were in. They almost got fooled and stayed. So it could be that close, but still different.
Cool. Let me get this back up here. I hope you guys like this. Yeah, next week I will be continuing on with what is that? Rule Cyclopedia. Heathen Dog, do you know what you're doing next week or no?
I'm going to have to do, because everyone's been asking for it, I'm going to have to do a Palladium fantasy book.
Ooh, my suggestion is just start with the first source, but kind of like you did with
yeah.
So I don't know which one that is. You've already done the old ones, right?
I did the old ones, and I did the conversion books.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need to do those.
So it's like I think it's Western Kingdoms or something. We can look on the Palladium site and find out.
Yeah, we can look it up. Don't worry.
Because I've probably got to get you the PDF anyway.
Palladium Fantasy 2nd edition book.
Woo.
So
there we go. So there you go, people. You cried. I mean, you posted and he listened, and he's doing it that quickly for you. That's going to be a pretty big book for you to read throughout the week.
It is.
But all right,
it's not 650 pages, so I'll probably be okay.
So look forward to that next week. And remember, on the 16th of February, we're going to have Kevin Simbita back. And we don't have a specific topic yet. We'll have that defined out early this week so we can get it to him and see if he approves and wants to do it and so forth. So yeah, check out our Discord if you've got an idea for a topic for us to talk with Kevin about. And other than that, we will see you next time.